In this video, I'm going to be doing my unboxing and first impressions on the new Samsung Galaxy A54 5G. Stay tuned. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the A54 5G in the house finally, and we also have the A34 5G as well. So we're going to be doing tons of coverage on both these devices. Some really fun stuff is about to go down with these devices. So if you haven't done so already, hit the notification bell and hit that subscribe button so you guys can stay notified every time I upload a new video on these devices. As you guys see right here, the A54 5G, of course, we have the Exynos 1380 inside this device, bumped up from the 1280 we see on the A53. 6 gigabytes of RAM, 128 gigabytes of internal storage. I believe they have a model with 8 gigabytes of RAM and 256 as well, but I think that's all it goes up to. If there's a storage above that, let me know in the comment section down below, but that's all I know so far. We also have a 5000 milliamp battery inside this device, so the same battery as last year's Galaxy A53, so nothing's changed. We do not have a wall charger inside of here, as you guys can see as well, but we do have a 6.4 inch display, 1080 by 2340. And this display is going to be a Super AMOLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate, so we still have a really decent refresh rate on this device. And the display is going to be Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so that's nice to see. Also, we have a new material for the back of the phone, which I'm excited to check out. Same plastic sides, but we have a glass back on the Galaxy A54 5G, so excited about this. We do have a spot for the micro SD card slot, but we do not have a 3.5mm headphone jack, so that kind of sucks. Other than that, for our rating, we have an IP67 water and dust resistance. We also have Android 13 One UI 5.1 out of the box, and we are secured for 4 years of operating system updates and 5 years of security patches. So you can be using this device for 5 years easily. So up to Android 17. Really crazy stuff. Let's get inside this box and see how this device looks finally. Always remember to cut away from you. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and pull this out of the box. As you guys can see, Samsung Galaxy A54 5G, Infinity O display, 50 megapixel triple camera with OIS, IP67 water and dust resistant, and we're gonna go ahead and put this phone to the side. This feels extremely premium this year because of that glass back. I can already feel it cold to the touch. Super excited about that. We'll put that to the side. Of course, on the back of this little box right here, we have a SIM ejector tool, and inside of here is of course going to be our USB Type-C to Type-C data cable. We also have our quick start guide and safety and warranty information, but that is literally everything that we have inside of the box. Let's go ahead and tear this plastic off right here. Wow, so this color is very, very nice looking. So the back of this device is pretty minimalistic. I went for this violet color, absolutely beautiful. We have 3 other colors. We have lime, we have graphite, and of course we have white. But all we have is that Samsung logo right there on the back of this device, and of course we have our triple camera setup with our LED flash. Now our main camera is going to be 50 megapixels, our secondary is going to be 12 megapixels, and our third is going to be 5 megapixels. So our main is going to be wide, secondary ultra wide, and third is going to be macro. So cool that we have an ultra wide and a macro camera on this device. We can also shoot video up to 4K at 30 frames per second, 1080p at 60 frames per second, and of course 1080 at 30 frames per second. This goes for the front facing camera as well. You can shoot 4K at 30 frames per second. Right, so the device, we have of course our power button. Above that we have a volume up and down rocker. On the top of the device we have our noise canceling mic. We have of course our SIM tray right there. Left side we have absolutely nothing. And of course the bottom of our phone we have our speaker, and this device actually does have stereo speakers if you guys want to know. We have a noise canceling mic, and we have a USB Type-C port. Alright guys, so finally turning on this phone, this screen looks beautiful. So 1080 by 2340, Super AMOLED display, so nothing really has changed there, but this display looks really, really nice. Also, back of this device, I can feel it already, but this is a flat back, so this is going to feel a lot different than many of the other devices that you've used in this price range. Nice to see that here. Feels a lot more premium the hand for sure. I can feel that glass back and it feels much heavier, but I feel like most people wouldn't even know the difference between this and a flagship device. Honestly, it feels extremely premium. We're gonna go ahead and test out our fingerprint sensor. There's our always on display. Let's go and try this out though. So decently quick fingerprint sensor right there. Boom. So we have an under display fingerprint sensor on this, obviously. Going through the other stuff we have inside of here, of course, our Wi-Fi, sound, Bluetooth. We also have our power saving, link to Windows. We have our quick share, nearby share, eye comfort shield, dark mode, which we're going to go ahead and turn on straight away. We have our smart view, of course, so that's one of the features that everybody wanted to see on this device. Here are some other settings. NFC is in here as well, so we can use Google Pay, of course, and all of your other stuff is right there. So we have the basic settings that we need inside of here. This isn't going to be core UI 5.1. This is going to be the regular UI 5.1, and we'll go ahead and show you that right now. So as you guys can see, we already have an update for device stability improvements and our camera and some other features, so that's great to see. But as you guys can see, we have Android 13 One UI version 5.1, so the regular one that we get on the Samsung Galaxy S23. So that's nice to see. And of course, we have an update pending right here as well, and we'll go over that in another video. But everything looks good so far. This feels extremely premium. I want to go into the camera right now and see how that looks, and then we're going to check out the sound, check out a video, and then we're going to call it a day, and we're going to do tons of other stuff on this device. Let's go ahead and hop into this camera right here. Pretty quick shutter speed. Looks pretty decent. Looks pretty good. Very clear. The colors are decent on this as well, and have no issues with this so far. Of course, we're going to go into further detail and stuff, so we'll go over that later on. But the photo that we just took looks pretty decent. We can zoom out to 0.5 times as well. And I believe, yeah, so we can go up to 10 times zoom. We have our video. Of course, we can go up from right there to 4K at 30 frames per second, which is UHD. When we go to more, we have our pro mode, pro video, single take, night, food, panorama, macro, super slow-mo, slow motion, and hyperlapse. Of course, we have our AR zone for our emojis and our Bixby vision right there. Going over, we have our portrait mode as well. So that's nice to see we have that. And we have some other fun right here that is really specific. Okay, there we go. So we have kind of like filters and different stuff like that in camera. So that's nice to see. We can change our aspect ratio. Of course, it's set to 3:4, but we can go to 9:16, 1:1, or full, of course. But this camera is looking decent so far. For a phone of this price tag, this is pretty much what most people need. I think most people are going to be satisfied with this. Of course, there's other competition that we're going to get into in another video, and there's many other devices like the Pixel 7, the 6 Pro, and all that type of stuff. But if you guys want a Samsung phone, this is looking like a pretty nice phone, honestly. I love the build of this device. But next, we're going to go on YouTube, take a look at the video, see how it looks, and hear those stereo speakers. All right, guys, so for a 4K video, we can go up to 2160p at 60 frames per second and HDR. So there is going to be HDR on this, which is great to see. And let's see how this looks. Alright guys, so the display on this looks amazing. For $449, this looks like a flagship device. The colors, the brightness, and everything looks great. So no one is going to have an issue with this display. It's going to be a beautiful display all around for $449. Next, of course, we have an NCS track to obviously set us off with our stereo speaker test, and we're going to go ahead and set this up right now. Just heard the speaker and it sounds really, really good. So stereo speakers on this. Of course, we are using the headset and the bottom firing speaker. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright guys, so stereo speakers on this device sound really, really good. I can tell they're trying to compete with every other device's price outside of there. This is an extremely competitive device, amazing speakers, The display looks beautiful as well. This background's not going to serve it justice, but I kind of do like that day and night little transition I just saw. But everything looks good on this device for $449. It's really crazy. MKBHD is right. Cheaper phones are getting good, and good phones are getting cheap. So excited about the Galaxy A54. I'm excited to put this up to some other devices. And let me know if you guys have any questions in the comment section down below about this device and what you guys think so far. But loving this device so far. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.